Meditation. I always suggest that to understand fully the results of meditation, you must first understand the energy centers within the temple. First, we must realize that we are spirit being housed in a temple, which is what the body is. And understanding the energy centers is essential to master meditation. So the inner you, the decision-making you, is your spirituality. So as you are well aware of, a newborn skull is at the top, it's not closed off. We call that the soft spot. That is the doorway, the spiritual doorway, that once you're in the temple and it closes, seals itself, your house in your temple, and obviously you activate what we call your crown chakra or the pineal gland. Then you activate the pituitary gland, right? The third eye, perception, spirituality, being able to perceive. You're activating the pituitary gland. And then you are able to master activation of your throat chakra, where you're able to control your cords, your vocal cords, to create a vibration, a frequency that creates a sound, and that sound creates a word, and that word is part of a language. Then you activate your heart chakra, which is your emotional center, your attachment to mommy. It's an emotional connection. It's the love chakra. And then as you're getting a little older, right, in months, then your solar plex, which is your fear center, is activated when you begin to feel fearful of the darkness. And then you activate your sacral, and that is your ability to recognize your temple. You're in a body, they call that the terrible twos, where you're able to move objects. So obviously you know you are mastering this machine, which is called the body, right? And then you activate your root chakra, which is procreation, or in boys, puberty, and so on and so forth. So you know that you're able to duplicate yourself and therefore multiply yourself, right? So that's chakras in the temple. So often people say, but now what is the purpose of what is life sometimes? Well, we come to experience this dimension of time and space, and we come in through the crown down to the root. And you must be able to master your temple. That is very important, because you have to learn how to return to your higher self. So you know that you are physical, but at the same time, you are a spiritual essence. So the physical aspect is what you must master, which is your root, your sacral, and your solar plex. That is your physical self. That is where materialism, envy, jealousy, anger, these are all physical manifestations that one must master. And once you're able to overcome that, the discipline of materialism, the discipline of the wants, the discipline of not being envious, the discipline of peace and harmony, then you're able to come back and have what we would call self-love. Once you accept yourself as to who you are, then you're on your way back to your higher consciousness. And that is where we all should try to strive for. Once you have attained self-love, then you love humanity, because then you could connect with other self-loving individuals. So you're vibrating at a higher frequency in the spiritual realm, and then you're able to transmit that, and you're able to perceive it, and then you're able to consciously connect with your higher self. It's very important to be able to make that journey in order to meditate and rise even higher, because meditation is to be aware of the essence of yourself in the temple. And one of the manifestation of the ability to rise to a higher consciousness is to enlighten your inner temple at the solar plex. That's why it's called solar, meaning light, the sun. You enlighten your solar plex, you enlighten your temple, and you're aware of the physicality and the dominion that you must have of it. So, for example, if you are not able to control physical hunger and you consume too much, then it becomes harmful to you, because the physical is controlling the temple. It should be the other way around. The spirituality must control the physicalness. Our higher consciousness is our ultimate goal. Much of the differences that we have as humans is because of our physicality. So it's the lower self. The higher you are able to move on, then the more you're able to have a connection with others in a spiritual aspect. So there is no need for conflict, because you know that you're a spiritual entity. When you deal in the physicality, then it commands your temple. So to meditate, one of the requirements is for you to be clear of mind. You cannot be dwelling on thoughts that are very troublesome, because it blocks your ability to rise to the higher consciousness. So you clear your mind, make sure you're in a tranquil location, very peaceful, very harmonious. You may want to close your eyes. If you happen to be in a natural setting, then you may remain with your eyes open. Deep breaths in order to clear as much as that heavy energy out of your temple. So if you breathe, let's say 10 times deeply, then you begin to synchronize and harmonize both body and soul. And that would allow you to be in a state of balance or equilibrium, which brings you into higher consciousness. And higher consciousness gives you more peace. It gives you a sense of being part of the universe. Pay attention to the people who live in harmony and those who are aggressive one to the other. The aggressive one is dealing more on a physical level, is dealing on a physical plane, is dealing in dense energy, the slower vibration, where physicality is more important than spirituality. So the higher frequency is the light. The higher frequency is the love. The higher frequency is the harmony. The higher frequency is our Creator. And interestingly enough, our Creator, through each breath that we take in, lives within us. We're all part of the whole. All for one and one for all. That's a really true statement. We're part of the all. And in order to be with the all, we must be in harmony and in peace within ourselves. So return to your higher self, because that is where it all begins. Don't get lost in the physicality, because that's where the confusion is. That's where anger, envy, jealousy, greed are all physical manifestations. Be kind to yourself. Be harmonious to yourself. Love thyself, and the Creator will be much stronger within you. Peace and love unto the universe.